Hey, all right, so here's what I'm gonna do. It's 9 o'clock. It is our time for Love Fast broadcast. I almost got that wrong. Um, Let me add my friend to see if we can work this out. All right, here we go. Add my girl. I am excited because tonight we're going to talk to my author friend Melanie. We're going to test out the sound. Like I did this, the sound was not working the best. Hey,
Hey, my friend.
am I choppy?
No, not right now.
It's a miracle because I'm actually at my mom's house, Melanie, and her internet is, I would hesitate to say more superior than mine, but apparently it is.
I mean, so far so good. I don't know. I think
Okay, I was kind of nervous because I was like, "Hey, mom, can I have to like test this out?" So she actually set me up on like my dad's hotspot in her office, and my kids are still not asleep.
well,
So, but I was like, "Hey, I just need 10 minutes to talk to my friend." So, are
there
you
you go.
available? Do you want to roll with this, or do you want to start over?
Roll, girl. Let's
All right.
roll. Here,
No,
I'm
I'm
gonna let
good.
better
I
on,
want to
and
tell you, honestly, I still have my bathing suit on from the beach.
I love it. I
Yeah,
love life
and
right there.
I love
I have
how like
on.
in in your introduction, which I'm gonna do in a second, I even mentioned that you're a survivor of the Texas snowmageddon, and then I'm sitting here like living the beach life.
Right,
But I got
right.
roasted today. I don't think you can even see my sunburn, but I am so red. Do I look like a lobster to you?
I mean, your shoulders look red. That looks painful. Oh, there's a fuzz in here. Your shoulders look painful. Sorry.
No, you look beautiful.
Yeah, well,
You look great.
I'm wearing my pajama pants on the bottom. It's like the standard 2021 uniform where I was like, why do I have jeans on? Why? Who cares?
I know. No, I'm all about it. I'm all about it. And I do love the fact that we're just sitting here having a casual conversation because my friends will know for sure that I'm just going to talk to people and chat with people without being super professional.
Right.
Um, but to remind everybody why we're here, um, 2 weeks ago, or really before, even before that, 2 weeks ago, we launched this Love Fast broadcast. But even prior to that, I had been praying and thinking about, hey, I feel really icky like when I scroll through social media and for a short period of time, I'm like, oh, cool, like, comment on my girls, like on my friends. And then I start feeling drained, and then I feel like I'm squeezed, and then I get into this comparison trap, and then 30 minutes later, 40 minutes, hour later, I leave social media and I'm feeling less of me than I started. And I was like, oh my goodness, like I have this problem, which I'm sure we can all relate to, the constant like addiction to social media. So I wanted to be a part of a solution rather than contribute to the mindless scroll. So I was like, well, how about I, you know, ride this love fast wave. Yes? Oh, it's my son. Hold on, Everett. Hold on. I love you from a distance. He's like, why can't I get in the door? I wanted to ride
Right.
this love fast train. Like, how can I help people leave social media feeling more full than when they came in? So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, what if we inspired a mini movement of feeling like we can leave social media, whether they watch it live tonight or tomorrow or so on and so forth, feeling inspired to put love into action and to like think of others before themselves, and how opposite that might feel on social media, because on social media we're taught to like put ourselves in the highlight reel, make sure that we get the most applause, the most comments, the most likes, the most validation. So I reached out to you, Melanie, because I thought first and foremost, wow, this girl loves very well. And I'm going to talk to my audience really quick about like who you are and how I even know you. I met Melanie because we're both writers, aspiring writers, and
Mm-hmm.
we were a part of Lisa Tierker's boot camp. She did a book proposal boot camp last semester, and it was incredible that I met so many like-minded women who felt like they were called to share words of encouragement, and compose it into a book of some passion. So
Yes.
we met there, and it's been a wild ride. Um, You're a mom of three. How old are your kids again?
6, 4, and 2. Everybody just had birthdays. So like when I started boot camp, they were 5, 3, and 1.
Oh,
But little. Mine are little.
yeah. Five is your, so six is your oldest?
Yeah, he just turned 6. The middle girl just turned 2, a 4, and then the baby just turned 2.
Oh, bless. So cute. So,
Yeah.
Melanie, ours are 8, 6, and 3. Which,
Hmm.
like when I say 8, it does sound older, but I still feel like I'm in the young mom. I mean, I have a 3-year-old. 6 and 3, like 8. It's still baby. And they occupy so much. They need so much of me. I'm still like in that.
Yes.
Whew.
Yes. It's really slow, I feel like, to shift out of the baby years, you know?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot going on, especially since this year first, we transitioned to homeschool for the first time.
Mm.
That's been a major change.
Huge.
Um, the what?
I said, yeah, that's huge. That's a major shift for any family. Yeah,
Totally.
it's big.
But I invited you here because Love Fast Broadcast is all about inspiring people to put love into action and like in a practical way, not in like a abstract way of I'll do that in the future, but like in the midst of being in the trenches as a mom, as a writer, as a worship leader, as people who go through spontaneous crisis, what that looks like. So, without further ado, I want to ask you our first question for tonight because I know we've already used up too much time. Um, and I see my friends. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Lindsay. Hey, Desiree. Desiree's on.
Yay. In
I
my
love
head.
it. Hey, Debbie. So I appreciate you guys being live. Melanie, tell me a little bit about your love story with God. How it started, how's it going, where it's going.
I love that. I love that question. I just thought that was sweet. So, I was raised in the church. I have loved the Lord. Love you, Kat. I have loved the Lord my whole life. We just went to Colorado last week for spring break, and it was my grandparents' home when I was growing up. And the summer that I was 3 years old, I prayed and asked Jesus into my heart after a bad dream. And I was in the bunk bed on the left side of the kids' room. And so we went there. I was telling all the kids, guys, this bunk bed is where I asked Jesus into my heart the summer that I was 3. Like I still remember parts of it, you know? Yeah, really, really special, just very special. So I have loved the Lord my whole life, and I've had times where that's looked very different. But I will fast forward majorly and just tell you that a huge part of my life testimony is feeling entitled to God doing things for me because I have loved him my whole life and I have followed his ways and I've fallen a million times but I've gotten back up again and I just keep pressing in. And I had an entitlement that God would do things for me because 1 + 1 must equal 2. And as I've gotten into adulthood, I have encountered far more suffering, so much more suffering. I can't even talk. So much more suffering than I ever thought I would. And I have had to completely do an overhaul on my theology. And just so I have walked with the Lord, but the depths that I've gone to in the last 10 or 15 years, it's just unlike anything I ever thought I would. And I have gone from being so disappointed in God and so offended at him, which is such a scary thing to say. And so many people are afraid to admit it out loud. And I just had to, I'm just over that because it's my story and it's where I was. And how God has just brought me through that and just done so much in my heart. So I won't go too much there, but where it is at right now is he's my lifeline. He's everything. He's everything. I can't make it a day without Jesus.
I love that. Okay, so how old were you when you remember?
The summer that I was 3, right before I turned 4 years old.
Melanie, my daughter is 3, and I don't. I mean, I go through the thoughts of does my 8-year-old really even know what sin is? Does my 6-year-old understand like the significance of Jesus? And I just love how God reached down and said, "Melanie, you're my girl. I got plans for you."
Yes. And it's a spectrum, right? Like it's a growth pattern. It's like, I feel like it's the same thing as when did you fall in love with your husband?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
so
On and on.
point to the day when he asked me to be his girlfriend And I can point to the day when he asked me to be his wife. And I can point to the day whenever I made a covenant before witnesses to stand by his side. But the heart churnings, it's such a slow process. And, you know, so I mean, I remember being so genuine and so sincere on that day. I remember thinking it was a bad dream, and my mom prayed with me, and I was like, I want to go to heaven. And yeah, I want this peace that I feel now. Yeah, I want that. But did I really get it when I was 3? No.
But I love that. Like you had that stop and pause moment of, I know this Jesus you're talking about. I feel him. In the faith of children, how like magical and powerful is that? I am actually very moved by that because I pray that the Lord would move in my kids' hearts. And I think that's such a personal relationship between them and the Lord that I can't see directly into that. But like I just trust that God would be moving and however, whatever age they're in.
Yes, girl. Yes. Yes.
It's really great. All right, my next question is more like current. I would like to know, in the trenches, in your day-to-day life, we're all busy. We're all, unfortunately, spinning a lot of plates based on what the Lord has, you know, given you given you the responsibility to be a steward for. Where are you feeling like you're putting love into action? Maybe something recently, something ongoing, or just a single instance. What is something you can share with those who will listen or watch? How they can love first.
I love that question too. I love these questions. I thought they really made me think. I didn't have as much time to sit down and prepare as I wanted, so I was literally on the way to school pick up for my son this afternoon. I was like, Holy Spirit, I just like I had all these thoughts and different like I could go here, could go there. I don't know. I really stink at this. I really, you know. And the Holy Spirit was like, talk about how you celebrate people. And
Ooh.
so first of all, disclaimer, I'm an Enneagram 7.
Oh,
So I love to party. I love to celebrate. I love excitement. I love joy. I love people. I love friends. I love just marking moments and making life fun. But it's so much deeper than that. I feel like a huge mark of something that the Lord has put on my heart and on my life is taking time to intentionally celebrate people, making them feel seen and valued and loved right where they're at. And I'm a stay-at-home mom of 3 small children, and my sphere is not like majorly big right now. I don't go off to some professional job or teach in like a 10 million church or whatever, 10 million person church. You know, it's like I'm just right here right now. And so, but Heidi Baker is one of my mentors from afar, and she always talks about just loving the one in front of you. That's the way to build the kingdom, is just loving the one in front of you. So who are the ones in front of me? It's my friends. It's the girls in my Bible study groups. It's the moms on the soccer team. It's my son's kindergarten teacher. It's my husband. It's my children. And so practically, I love just celebrating. And so I really look for things to celebrate. So one of the things we do in our family is we celebrate half birthdays as well as whole birthdays. We grew up doing that, and we just carried that tradition over to our family where we don't only celebrate someone on their birthday and we say, you know, you're special and you are worth paying attention to and you are worth loving and thinking about and crafting a day that's going to bless you. We're not only going to do that on your birthday, but we want to do that on your half birthday too, because once a year is just not enough. And so we've always celebrated all of our half birthdays, and I mean, we don't throw a birthday party, but it's as much of a how to do in our home as a real birthday is.
wow.
And
Wait, but your kids, you said that your kids all had birthdays recently, so they all have birthdays pretty close together?
yeah,
What are the, okay, so like you do that back to back to back as well as all the holidays? Because our boot camp was over the holidays.
yeah, it was nuts. Yeah, yes, my birthday is the middle of October. My son's is a week later. My daughter's is 3 weeks later. Then we have Thanksgiving. Then we have my husband's birthday. Then we have Christmas. And it's all in like an 8-week span,
Oh,
8,
no.
12-week span. It's a lot.
But wait, that's their real birthday. But you're talking about half birthday,
And
which is
the
like,
half days, that's springtime. Springtime is fun. So they're all coming up in April and May.
God, that makes more sense to me because I'm like, oh my gosh, half birthdays you have to celebrate. But no, like their legit birthday is holiday season. So everyone's half birthday gives you an even greater reason to celebrate in the spring. I
I
love
make it all. We just do it all up big. We do it all. But it's so much more too. Like there's so many ways. I was just thinking of where um I had last year when we were in the thick of the COVID quarantine, I had a friend who dropped a beautiful little gift package off on my front door and she said, "You've been love bombed." And I just loved that. And I was like, I'm rolling with this. So, I'm the kind of person where if I'm going to do it, I'm going to overdo it. So I laid out 8 different gifts. And I was like, for each of these, I just was like, Holy Spirit, who am I supposed to do the love bomb for? And so I just made beautiful little gift packages. And then I drove all around the Metroplex and drove all these love bombs to my friends. And it gave me so much joy to just remind them you are seen and you are loved and you are cherished and you're valued right where you're at. And you are worthy of being celebrated today, just right where you're at. And you don't have to do anything to earn it. And it's not about you performing for it or deserving it or anything. It's your birthright. It's who you are as a daughter and a son of God. And I grew up with a mom and dad who modeled that so well. They are like the biggest servants and celebrators in the world. And so I love to make meals for people. And it's so funny. I actually brought a meal to a friend today just because, which is so random because I haven't done that in a long time. So I was like, of course, God, it would be like today because, I super don't want to be braggadocious at all. And you told me that in the beginning. You're like,
yeah, time out. By the way, everybody listening, she's not bragging. This is a forced answer. I was like, I will twist your arm, I will call you out, and I will make up some elaborate story. But like, I need people to be courageous enough to share their servant heart because I want people to know. But so you're not bragging. This was a humble share. So thank you. Moving on.
I know. I was like, it is really uncomfortable to be like, well, I do really well, and I do really well, but yeah. So anyway, so just making meals for people and just dropping them off just because we do that when people have a baby.
Yeah.
But plus, I haven't really had a friend that's had a baby in a long time, and I just want to like bring a homemade dinner to somebody just to bless them, just because.
So is this a fun fact about you? Do you like to cook?
Well, I used to love to cook. Toddlers beat it out of me. But in theory, I enjoy being in the kitchen. I do.
But I mean, like, okay, when I provide meals for people, I Uber it. I'm like, where is DoorDash? Me and you are BFF. Are you like a home cooked meal girl?
Not exactly from scratch. Some things I will, but my version is like cornbread. Get the box, add the butter and the egg, mix it up and throw it in the oven. Not scratch, but.
I mean, that's more fresh than mine. I'm sorry if I've ever provided food for you. It has not been in my kitchen, but it has been the effort of my heart to hit a couple buttons. But I think that really. Oh, can you see me? Sorry.
There we go.
Especially when I had COVID this past December. Am I back?
You're back.
All right. When I had COVID this past December, I had so many friends reach out to me like, "Hey, can we bring food?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is still a thing." Like I feel the love of the church right now. I feel the love of community, what it feels like. Mm-hmm. And then some people, when they would bring like rotisserie chicken, I was like, "This is amazing." They would bring like homemade taco soup. I was like, people still cook. I mean, I cook at home with my kids, but I'm not confident enough to provide food for anyone else. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, well, thank you. It's fun. So yeah, those are just some little ways where I want people to feel seen and celebrated and valued just for who they are.
I really love that. So this is longer than 10 minutes just because I adore you so much. We could talk for hours. But we won't, so nobody be concerned about that. I'm excited to see you in June, by the way.
Yes, me too. Can't wait.
So Melanie and I, we have never met each other in person. And we just solidified a girls' weekend in June with some of our other writer girls. I'm so excited.
Me too.
We're virtually together going to the conference She Speaks as aspiring authors. So I'm excited about that. Mm-hmm. Speaking of vacation and like girls getaway, my question for you, my third question, I said it was going to be more spontaneous and fun. It's just, I want to know your ideal day. What fills your cup when you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I need a break, I can't do anymore, I'm so burnt out? What makes you recharge? Like if you have to plug your Melanie outlet into the wall, what would that look like? I know that, you were sharing that you're an Enneagram 7, so I'm really interested in what this answer might be.
I I love the thought of just crafting a day. I mean, gosh, when has anybody ever been able to do that? That sounds amazing. Okay. Okay, to the point. Here we go. Oh, I lost you. There you are. Okay. I set a time limit on my Instagram for an hour or whatever it is, and so it just went off. I'm like, oops, I've been
I hear you. You're good.
good. Okay. So I would sleep in until my body tells me I'm done sleeping. Every mom of young children gets that, like feels that so deeply. I would sleep in until I decide that I want to arouse from my bed. I would go for a really long walk or run in the sunshine. And then I would take a hot shower and have like a spa time. I like makeup and stuff, but I'm way more into like skincare and facials and just hair treatments and leave-ins, so I would just like get dolled up to the nines, not really makeup again, but just take care of like take time to shave my legs and wash my hair,
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
hammer.
Yeah. And then I would probably just invite all my favorite girls to a restaurant with a fabulous patio and have some al fresco drinks and dinner and just laugh the night away and just talk and talk and talk. And
I am here.
the sunsets. And it would probably be on the beach.
Okay. Ironically, Melanie, that sounds kind of like what we might do in June together.
Yay!
I face mask. And we can the house that you rented, I think, is walking distance to like the downtown area that I'm familiar with. So we have a lot of fun in store.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait. No alarm clocks allowed.
No, wait, does the conference start early?
No, like 10.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Then I will be sleeping for ages. That's amazing. Thank you so much for joining me. I think that it was super fun just to get to know you like a little bit more. I feel like through typing a lot, you can get to know somebody, but when you're face to face, it just brings you to a whole new level. And then when you're like sharing a roof with somebody, we're gonna get to the next level of
Great.
friendship. And I admire you. I love what you're doing. I'm rooting for you in 100% of the way. I can't wait to read everything that you publish, everything that you put out. I love what you're doing on your Instagram page. You guys go follow Melanie. She loves Jesus. She is surrendered to his call and what he is trying to do and speak through her. So if you're interested in somebody to talk openly and honestly about what it feels like to be real, and as she mentioned at the beginning, in a very vulnerable way, somebody who has felt offended by God because what she visualized her life would look like is different than how it panned out. She's your girl, and she knows what that's like, and she's lived to tell. So, again, I'm like one of your fangirls. I adore you. I really appreciate your time, and I think that's it. I think we've had enough fun tonight. I think we can back. We can take it offline. So this live IGTV. All right.
Having
For joining us. I'm scrolling through, seeing you guys. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Meg. Thank you. Hey, girl. Hey, Meredith. I see you guys on. So we'll go ahead and hop off. Love you lots.
Bye. Bye.